Honemi Ichinose is my favorite girl in Classroom of the Elite. I consider her to be the best girl in the series. Anytime that she's in the anime, I want to see more. Anytime she's in the light novel, I want to see more. I really wish that she was in Kiyotaka's class, because that means we'd see her dang near every chapter. And then recently, especially in book 8 and 9, she's been changing a lot from year 1, and I guess you could say the beginning of year 2. And today I wanted to highlight and talk about what that change was, if it's for the better or not. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a video. With that away, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's talk about the recent changes of Honemi Ichinose. I love Ichinose because of her personality. Now, when it comes to girls in anime, I tend to typically like those that have the personality that I seek after for girls IRL, and I don't necessarily have a problem with people having crushes on 2D characters. I can confirm when I was younger, I had a crush on Katara, I had a crush on Shigo from Avatar and Kim Possible, and so I understand why people would have crushes on 2D characters. However, for me, I am a fan of 3D women. Now that I'm 19 and older, right, I chase after them. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with people liking anime characters or cartoon characters in that sense. I can acknowledge when some characters are beautifully drawn, if they're handsome, if they're ugly, etc. And Ichinose is one of those characters. She's beautifully drawn and she has a beautiful personality. I love her because she is kind-hearted, she's outspoken, and she genuinely likes to help people. Those are the traits that I love about her the most. Ichinose around the school, she has a lot of clout. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. She's been the leader of Class B since the start. Everybody knows her, from the upperclassmen to the lowerclassmen, and she is very popular. I can say she is probably the most desired girl in her class. Some upperclassmen have crushed on her, and some of her kohais, they have crushes on her as well. Kushida, I'd say she could probably give her a run for her money, but at the same time, some people know Kushida's true nature and that she doesn't have the nicest or most desired personality in a partner. Horikita, she's kind of nasty too. She's kind of working on it though, but if she was a little bit nicer, then I think a lot of people would like her more. And then Kay, I think she's up there too, but at the same time, like I said, her personality is kind of it's a desired taste. So Ichinose is hands down the most desired girl at that school. For most of the series, Ichinose, I guess you could say specifically year 1, she had her class in a really good position. Everybody trusted her who were in Class B. They were, I'd say, in a successful spot. They weren't really moving up, but they also weren't moving down. They were in a steady position. And this is because of Ichinose teaching everybody to pride themselves on unity, trusting each other and working together, doing things by the rule and with honesty. And in a normal sense, this would be the most ideal way to succeed. However, it's a little bit different and it's a double-edged sword. For the most part, and I still do, I respect her method, but at the same time, I understand that it wasn't going to last. I think the way that she's thinking, being trustworthy and relying on unity, that's a little bit naive, because at the school, your principles and what you believe in will be challenged. Whether you keep it or not, that's up to you. However, whether you accept your principles or you change them, you have to accept your result. And that's why I say it's a double-edged sword. It's because this is how the school works. Graduating from Class A, it's everything. So many people walk the tightrope of breaking the rules, and some people even break the rules altogether. Ryuuen is one of those people that definitely breaks the rules. And Yanya Koji, he walks the tightrope around breaking it and not breaking it. Sakayanagi, she fights fair, but if she needs to, she get down and dirty just like everybody else. And I'm not trying to justify fighting dirty or getting over on people. Being nice and being good people, that's a good quality to have, but in the context of the school, what needs to be done in order to win. In the real world, you have to deal with different individuals like Ryuuen, like Kiyotaka, and like Sakayanagi. Compared to the other leaders, Ichinose, she's been a step behind the rest, and that's because of her believing in fair fights. No matter how much she'll struggle, she'll never be able to keep up with the others like Horikita, like Ryuuen, and Sakayanagi. They're always at least one step ahead of her. Ryuuen, he's evolved, he's grown, he's considering other people's input. At first, it was a dictatorship, and now he actually listens to what other people has to say. Horikita, she is learning how to rely on others. And Sakayanagi, she has to grow too. I mean, to be fair, Sakayanagi has to work on building relationships, but at the same time, Class A is in a good spot and they're still in the lead, so it's really not that big of a deal. compared to Ichinose, she's the only one who has not changed, at least before the recent book. Her naive way of thinking, it could only get her so far. If she wanted to give up on getting to Class A, that's fine. However, in order to strive to get to Class A, something would have to change. The best example I can give comparing her to the other leaders deals with cutting off a classmate. She wants everybody to graduate from Class A, and she's even willing to spend the 20 million points in order to save a classmate. I believe in year 1, volume 10, when different people had to get expelled, they're the only class that spend the points in order to save the classmates. But compared to the other classes, they looking at their leaders, they're willing to cut off their classmates if they need to. Horikita, Ryuuen, and Sakayanagi, they've expelled at least one student from their classes. So the other leaders are willing to cut off any unnecessary people, and that's not Ichinose. In the unanimous poll, it was a situation where class points could be gained for cutting off a student. Kenzaki, he tried to get somebody expelled to show Ichinose that her way of thinking is insanity by doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And to be fair, a lot of the other classes, excluding Horikita's, they didn't expel anyone, but at the same time, those leaders were open to the possibility of expelling someone, and Ichinose, she wasn't. This proves the difference between their thinking and their ability. The more the series went on, the more Ichinose would fail as a leader. She lost to Ryuuen, well, her and her class lost to Ryuuen in book 11, and they've fallen to the point where even at some times they were considered Class D. The unanimous decision showcased what her problem of a leader was. The class relies too much on her and whatever she says. Now, this isn't solely on Ichinose, but it's because of what she decided to build up, why the class is in this situation. They rely on her, and whatever she says goes. Nobody ever challenges her. Think about Kiyotaka. Why doesn't he just do everything he can himself, even though if he did, they would be successful? Number one, well, he likes manipulating people. That's a story for another day. Two, it's because if he did everything himself, the different individuals in his class wouldn't have a chance to grow. Whenever Ichinose makes a decision, everybody in the class follows it blindly, even if some people disagree. Because they're in the minority and they want their class to stay unified, they don't speak out against her. It's always good to have multiple opinions. Ichinose, she's human, so not everything she says is necessarily the right answer. So yes, it's her class's fault for the ones in the minority not speaking out against her, but at the same time, she's stuck on her view of unity and trustworthiness to the point where she broke down, left the student council, and was at a loss of what to do. Ichinose realized that her way of thinking isn't working anymore. She's not doing anything that Ryuuen would do, breaking the rules, but at the same time, she won't just play by the rules. I'd say the best example of this is Kiyotaka and Kei's relationship. She's not trying to break them up. I believe in book 9, Ryuuen offered to get Karuizawa expelled in order for Ichinose to take the side of Kiyotaka's girlfriend, and she declined. But at the same time, she hasn't completely given up, and she's trying to insert herself in order to make Kiyotaka like her more than Kei. Sakayanagi, Enya Yakoji, and Ryuuen, they also noticed a shift in her personality. She is now an unpredictable opponent, and she's stated to be very tough. And Ryuuen, I believe at the end of year 2 volume 9, he stated that he wouldn't want to face Ichinose in the final exam. Will her new way of thinking allow her to win? I don't know. We'll have to see whenever the new books drop. However, if she doesn't win during the final exams based off of the class rankings, and I'll probably do a video about this in the future, they'd probably be almost mathematically out of the running in order to reach Class A. Ichinose, she is a kind person and wants to win with everyone. I think that way of thinking is naive and that it's impossible. She's still going to try her best to win with everyone, but at the same time, she knows she might have to play a little bit dirty in order to win. She's someone at first that would just turn the other cheek, but now she's willing to fight back. She's unpredictable, like a wounded tiger that's in a corner. You never know what they're going to do, and they're extremely dangerous. I love the fact that Ichinose understands her weakness and she's changing for the better of the class. That's what a good leader does. But let me know how you guys feel about Ichinose's character change in the comment section below. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Are you guys excited for her for the rest of the series? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok is on the screen and the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.